How should you incorporate your political beliefs into your investment philosophy? That's what I'm thinking. Hey, before we jump into this week's topic, I wanted to remind everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you got this on email and you like what you see, you found it valuable, forward it along to somebody else. We're trying to expand the reach of what I'm thinking. And with that, as the presidential election comes up, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to the end of that, right, and being on the other side of this, I wanted just to talk about how this affects our investment decisions and what to do and how to think about that. There have been various studies that have come out. I've shared some of those that talk about that it doesn't make a whole lot of difference who's in office. The presidential election is really important for a lot of reasons, but from an investment or financial planning standpoint or tax standpoint, that's not really one of them. And I came across something recently that stated that same thing, but in a different, really powerful way, so I wanted to share it. One of the people I follow is Josh Brown. He writes a blog, and we'll put a link to his blog site here, some great things to follow along with. But he had a guest on his podcast recently that talked about, they had done some research going back to 1953 when Eisenhower was first inaugurated, and said, if we had just invested $1,000 and left it invested while the Republicans are in office over that past, 70 plus years, or if we had done it only when Democrats are in office, so one time with Republicans and take it out, other time only when Democrats are in office. I'll pull up those numbers here. When Republicans were in office, that 1,000 grew to about 30. And when Democrats were in office, that 1,000 grew to about 60. Right? So one of the takeaways you could have in here is that, hey, you were twice as well off by investing only when Democrats are in office. When I saw this, I thought, well, over that period of time, I wonder what the difference is in, maybe the Democrats were in office for more years, right? That just makes a big difference. And actually, it was the other way around. Republicans held office about 40 years, and the Democrats were in control for about 32 years of that. So that didn't explain it. But really, all those things you see, those numbers, all those things bury the lead. They also had researched, what if you just didn't make any decisions based on your political beliefs and who was in office and just left it invested the whole time? And here's that number that came about then, right? $1.7 million. Take a look at those things in context. And, of course, just that number just dwarfs the other. It's almost hard to believe. But it is that messaging of compound interest and letting things grow no matter how much or how little it does grow. Time in the market really makes such a difference, and it does not make a difference whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats in control of the White House anyway, and the Senate and Congress as well, and the Senate and House. It's not a matter of who's in control of those things. Those things are very important, of course, but for other reasons. What happens in the markets and what happens in the economy has so many inputs that any one, the political side is just one piece of that. And so it's just really interesting to take a look at, another data point. There's other things that we've shared in the past about, it doesn't make too much difference. Don't get too excited. This really puts a fine point on it, showing that the right thing to do is stay invested, have time in the market, not try to time the market, especially when it comes to political beliefs. So that's what I'm thinking about today. I'm interested in knowing what you're thinking about. If this resonates with you and confirms things you were thinking, if it's surprising or if you disagree, I'd love to hear from you. If you're watching on YouTube, jot a comment down there in the comment box or shoot me an email directly. And as always, thanks for watching.